Alright class, our spelling lesson for today. Why don't you guys spell along with me?
Apple. A-P-P-E-L.
Alright, now next one.
Pencil. P-E-N-S-U-L. Broom. B-R-U-M.
And our last one?
Music. M-U-S-I-C-K.
Alright class, so this is our problem for today, and you know what you want to do is, actually, they didn't really teach us this in teacher school, so you, come up, do this.
But you didn't teach us this, miss. How?
They don't pay me enough to deal with you guys.
Yeah, I know this side. Yeah,
Just started yet.
Yeah.
Awful.
Go, do it. I'll do the test for you. I'll be right back. Really, guys?
Ew, yeah, we don't want you.
School standards were not always as good as they are now. Poorly equipped, untrained, and uneducated teachers were consistently bad-tempered at this time. Some went even so far as to call these schools ragged schools. They were mainly open in winter during the growing season to cater to the poor farm kids, but despite this accommodation, by the 1860s there were already 1 million illiterate whites.
Public schools, before the innovations of Horace Mann, were dysfunctional and didn't serve their purpose of educating.
I wrote the Common Schools Journal to outline all of my beliefs on how we should reform on broken school systems. Public schools should no longer be ignorant. Education should be paid for, controlled, and sustained by the public. Education best provided in schools that embrace children from all different backgrounds.
Partly because of the influx of poor European immigrants, education reforms began to be viewed as a social reform. This was met with opposition by the more wealthy Americans who didn't want to have to pay for the education of poor brats.
As the valedictorian of my class at Brown University, I believe that education was an integral part of any person's life. Education should be non-sectarian. Education should be taught by spirit, methods, and disciplines of a free society.
Teachers were largely underpaid and undereducated.
Education should be provided by well-trained professional teachers. Seeing how other school systems worked across the world, I also adopted the Prussian schooling system. Compulsory attendance, specific training for teachers, national testing, and a national curriculum. I sought to instill certain values into American students, such as obedience to authority, prompt attendance, and by organizing a school schedule bell to ring, which would help prepare kids for future employment. I'm Horace Mann.
Horace Mann made great strides for our education system, but he wasn't done yet. Going back to the 3 R's, reading, writing, and arithmetic, a man, no Webster, was going to change the first 2 in America forever.
Before Noah Webster established standardized dictionaries, there was a lot of confusion how words were spelled and used.
Hi, I'm Noah Webster, and I'm the author of numerous works of literature that have revolutionized American education as we know it. I was the first to document distinctively American vocabulary such as skunk, hickory, and chowder, reasoning that many spelling conventions were artificial and needlessly confusing, such as changing music to M-U-S-I-C instead of M-U-S-I-C-K. I argue that these were the true spellings and the ones that most accurately indicated the pronunciation. I dropped numerous letters that I felt were unnecessary, some words, such as changing the spelling of the word from C-O-L-O-U-R in color to C-O-L-O-R. I also added American words that were not in British dictionaries like skunk and squash. Slowly, I changed the spelling of words such that they became more Americanized. I chose S over C in words like defense, and I changed the RE to ER in words like center. Thus, I contributed much to our American education system. My textbook, the Blueback Speller, was arranged so that it could be easily taught to students, and it has progressed by age into a standard textbook for children in all grades. From my own experiences as a teacher, I thought the speller should be simple, give an orderly presentation of words and the rules of spelling and pronunciation.
Also before Noah Webster, students were grouped together regardless of age or intelligence.
I believe students learn most readily when breaking a complex problem into its component parts and had each pupil master one part before moving to the next. I said that children pass through distinctive learning phases in which the master increased the number of complex or abstract tasks.
Webster's Dictionary wasn't the only book sweeping the shelves of American schools. Say hello to the Little Red Book of 19th century American schooling, and the man behind it, William McGuffey.
Hi, I'm William McGuffey. As a pious Christian man myself, I believe firmly in teaching young Americans essential lessons in religion and manners. The Christian religion is the religion of our country. From it are derived our prevalent notions of the character of God, the great moral governor of the universe.
Students in public schools were often disrespectful and immoral. Before William McGuffey Christianized public schools, manners and good citizenship were ignored.
On its doctrines are founded the peculiarities of our free institutions. I created the McGuffey Readers, which included lessons in morality, patriotism, and idealism, which ideally helped to shape each growing nation of our nation. I'm proud to say that my McGuffey Readers are selling well. I targeted the books towards kids, because the children of today are the leaders of tomorrow. I show a genuine affection towards children and hope for their well-being. My McGuffey Readers are now being widely used as standardized textbooks for once ailing, now booming schools all across the United States.
Thanks to these reformers, the foundation for the great education system we have today was firmly established. I'm Aaron Tavares. Thank you for joining us in Engineering and Education Systems.